I'm just saying, like, few popular tools. Okay, so among them, cruise control is pretty old one. We need to discuss about it. I can discuss something about Hudson and Jenkins. Okay, right now in the market, these are leading the entire market. Okay, the most of the companies are using either Hudson or Jenkins, and right now mostly Jenkins. Hudson is also nobody using. But if you know Jenkins, you can keep even Hudson as your profile because both are 99% same. I'll give the story behind both the tools. Okay, so Hudson was the first tool which was developed by Koshuke actually. He is an open source developer. Okay, and he's in a Java architect actually. He developed this tool, and this tool was under the organization called Eclipse. Okay, and this Eclipse is under the organization called Sun Microsystem. Okay, Eclipse is a IDE, guys, Java IDE. Okay, so if you remember, Sun Microsystem is not sub Sun Microsystem. Okay, the Sun Microsystems was acquired almost 4 years before, 3-4 years before by Oracle. Okay, now Oracle, you know it, it's a kind of a proprietary based company. They don't give anything for that freely. So what is happening when Oracle acquired Sun Microsystems, all the subsidiary companies like Eclipse and everything went under the umbrella of Oracle, and including the Hudson. Okay, so they made Hudson kind of a semi-proprietary. Okay, semi-proprietary nothing but you can get the things, but if you want some support and all, they will be charging it. Okay, and this kind of this kind of behavior of the vendor, or you can say the organization, okay, this guy is not liking, because he is an open source community contributor. So he wanted to, come out from this organization, and he started his own product. Okay, and he named it as a Jenkins because he cannot make use of the Hudson name. Okay, Kiran, can you keep yourself in mute? Okay, so Jenkins is a tool which is developed by same developer Koshuke. Okay, he blindly copied entire his Hudson code and came it as with a different name called Jenkins, and he is releasing with this brand because he cannot make use of the brand called Hudson, because he's an employee of this company and he worked for that actually. Now later he came out and he started the Jenkins. Now Jenkins is ruling the entire world because people, most of them wants support from the open source community. Earlier this guy is supporting Hudson, and he is developing so many Hudson plugins and all, and he's supporting more. Now once he came out and started Jenkins, right, so what is happening, even all the people who are following Koshuke, right, so they follow of course what he is doing it. So people started migrating from Hudson to Jenkins. Okay, so now Jenkins becomes too popular because so many, apart from Koshuke, right, so many guys are developing the plugins and all, and they're supporting for Jenkins instead of Hudson. Okay, so that's how Jenkins came into the picture. And if you look at the tools and the architecture and the workflow, everything is same, guys. There is not much different. Okay, so we will be going through Jenkins. Okay, because this was the rolling. Even you don't want to worry about the Hudson. It's both are same. If you know Jenkins, you can keep Hudson also. Okay, so let's see something about the Hudson. Sorry, Jenkins, guys. Okay, I'm saying Hudson. So author is going to be Koshuke. Okay, Koshuke Kawagachi, something with the full name. Kawagachi. Let's see the full name of him. And this guy is started the Jenkins in the cloud, guys. Okay, so we have Jenkins in the cloud and on premises. Okay, cloud and on premises, and on premises. Come on. So on premises we'll be using it mostly. Okay, so cloud is also there. For cloud you have to pay and use it. Okay, so the cloud Jenkins is also called cloud base. Cloud base. Look for this site, and this is what the site. Okay, cloud base, where Jenkins is complete. You can host the Jenkins here itself. Okay, about Jenkins, and you can host Jenkins, you can make use of it, and he's giving one node for freely, guys. Okay, and I can show you the this guy is a Koshuke actually, Koshuke Kawaguchi. So he is a developer of the Jenkins and Hudson everything. Now he is a CTO of this company actually, Cloudbase. Okay, so yeah, let's go for on-premises. On-premises is completely free for you guys. Okay, so pretty much all the companies who is having the data center and all, they can go for on-premises. They don't have to buy anything on the cloud. Okay, in case if you're a startup, you don't have an office, you don't have infrastructure and all, you can make use of the cloud one and all. Okay, and it's an open source tool. Okay, and it's a platform independent. Okay, and it's It is in a web tool, guys. Okay, web tool nothing but it's in a web application, just like your Nexus or your Gitblit, okay, something like that. So it will be having a WAR file for sure. Okay, the binary of this tool is going to be a WAR file. You just have to host it on one application container. That's it. Okay, you can host on a app container. Okay, app container, so that can be Tomcat or WebLogic, whatever. So generally, like last class also I showed you the Nexus hosting on Tomcat, right? Similarly we'll host the Jenkins also in some container. Okay, so that's what the installation will see now. Okay, so installation, so for that, first set up Tomcat. Okay, and second, deploy Jenkins.war file. That's it. Okay, so this is what the installation. Let's perform the installation first. Okay, then we'll see the architecture. Okay, right. So before proceeding with installation, let me talk about architecture. Then there is a meaning of how to show the installation stuff. Okay, let me talk about the architecture first. So to explain the architecture, let me open my paintbrush. So in your organization, if you wanted to perform the continuous integration, you don't do it on your laptop. You will be procuring a server. Okay. So assuming you took one server, and I told you this is a platform independent, and this can be a Windows or this can be a Linux. Okay. Next. Now, so once you choose the server, okay, you have to host first your application container. Okay, which is going to be a Tomcat. A Tomcat or WebLogic, whatever. You host application container. On top of it, okay, you host, okay, your Jenkins application. So this is what your Jenkins, okay. You host your Jenkins. Now once you hosted the Jenkins, and this Jenkins, we call it as a master. We call it as a master, okay. I'm just giving a name called master. We call it as a master in Jenkins terminology. Now from a layman system, like so if you are a developer, right? So this is what your laptop is, okay. So this is what your laptop, and you're working from your machine, okay. And this is what your machine. And once you set up everything in the server, you will be accessing the Jenkins into your browser, okay, with the help of a URL, okay. So like HTTP colon and IP address 192.168.146.112 blah 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 something, and the port number of that, and context of your Jenkins one, like how you access Nexus yesterday, right? Similarly, you'll access that from your browser, okay, and you should be able to access the web application of your Jenkins. Okay, now this is how you set up the Jenkins master. But the thing is, in Jenkins master, suppose you configure the multiple jobs, okay, multiple job, a job nothing but activity, one project, entire build process, entire build, testing, unit testing, everything. Okay, I told you the set of activities here, right? If you look at this, my document here, in the these are all together. If you could perform once, that we call it as a job. Okay, and these are all for one project. Okay, in an organization there might be a number of projects. Okay, I have 20 projects are there, guys, assume. Okay, 20 projects are there. So for 20 projects, I need to perform the continuous integration. Okay, so to perform the continuous integration for 20 projects, assume each project is taking like 2 hours, guys. Each project, okay, each is taking 2 hours to perform the continuous integration. Now you tell me one thing, I need to create 20 jobs here, and I need to trigger them every day. Okay, if you trigger every day, right? So in a day, can you complete all 20 projects? 20 into 2, total how many hours? 40 hours. Okay, but in a day you have only 24 hours. So you cannot perform things in a single Jenkins master server if you have these many. Tomorrow it will become 30 parts, 40 parts. Okay, you cannot host the things in a same machine with which is taking 2 hours of time and all. You may need to set up one more Jenkins master, another Jenkins. So if you keep on increasing Jenkins master, right, it is a really painful job for you to maintain multiple Jenkins masters. Okay, instead Jenkins is giving you provision where you can distribute your builds into multiple machines with the help of a configuration called attaching some machines to your Jenkins master. You attach one machine, okay, to your Jenkins master, okay, and similarly take one more machine, okay, take one more machine, attach these machines to your Jenkins master, and these we called as the slaves. Okay, so in this slave, what we will do it, okay, slave 2, we will run a tiny Jenkins process, a small Jenkins process, we will run it, and that will establish the connections to your master, and both will do the handshaking and communicating. Okay, now let me tell you what happens right now. Okay, now when you have 20 projects, right, okay, so what will happen, 6 projects will run here in this one. Okay, 6 projects will run, so total nothing but how many, 6 into 2, so in a day you have 12 hours, so 6 projects can run here and 6 projects can run here. Okay, 6 projects can run 12 hours here, and another 6 projects, okay, or 7 projects to take it here. Okay, so 14 hours, right? Now think about all are doing parallelly, nothing but in a 24 hours you have 14 hours available. So in 14 hours the things are going on. Tomorrow if you have, like, 40 parts, it's pretty simple. You attach one more node, or you can call it as a one more slave. Okay, you attach one more slave when you number of projects are increasing. Okay, so attach one more, and I'm calling it as a another slave now. Okay, so this time it is a slave 2. Okay, slave 3. So when it is a slave 3, right, tomorrow it can be number of projects and it can be increasing the time. Suppose right now it is taking 2 hours, after 2 months my build is taking 3 hours, that also no issues. Okay, instead of configuring 6 parts, you configure 4 parts here, 4 here, 4 here. So that's how you can distribute your build load into the slaves from the master, where entire infrastructure is monitored through only one master for you. So for you, the reference is only one master. You're not setting up multiple master, but the load is taken care by the slaves. Okay, and the best practice is better you don't run the even these 7 projects also in the master. For them you allocate one more node. You use your master to host your Jenkins. That's it, master. Don't do any builds in this one. Escalate, or you say route all your builds to slaves only. Don't do the builds in the master. So this is called master slave concept in the Jenkins, guys. Okay, this concept. So this kind of infrastructure which you need to set up in your organization. Okay, now same thing we'll do it here in my machine. I'll show you, like, how to set up the master, how to set up the slaves, everything we'll see it in the installation. So I was talking about installation, right? So we'll first set up the master, guys. Okay, so by doing this you will be setting up a master. Set up Tomcat, deploy Jenkins, wow, will give you the master. Okay, then we'll see the slave setup. Okay, fine. So let's download the Tomcat and do it. Okay, now see, we can do this either Windows or Linux, guys. Now what I will do, I'll choose my master as a Linux. Okay, and I'll choose this one slave as Windows, one slave as a Linux. Okay, so let's try to launch a master in Linux. Okay, I have one Linux instance here. Okay, let me increase the font of this. Okay, so ifconfig. So my IP address of this machine is going to be 192.168.130.10. Okay, copy this, and I just want to cross check from my Windows machine. Am I able to ping this one? Yes, I could able to ping it. Okay, now let's try to download a Tomcat here. Okay, and we'll host Tomcat and Jenkins Warrendor. And the official web page of the Jenkins open source one is the jenkins.org something was it. Oh, come again. What Jenkins? Jenkins-ca.org. Yeah, this is what the official open source web page, guys. So where you can download the can you see Jenkins war here? Okay, you just copy this link and you do the wget. Wget is a command to download the files from net. So is it downloading? Yeah, it's downloading. So let it download. And meanwhile, let's get the Tomcat even. Tomcat download. Let's take Tomcat 7 and take the tar file. Copy link. Okay, so wget Tomcat. It should be quite faster. It's a small file. Now I downloaded Tomcat and Jenkins, both of them. Next, I don't have a Java here. If you remember yesterday, we didn't install the Java. Let's try to install even the Java as well. Okay, so apt get install Java 7. There's no Java 7. No. I think I know better than CentOS. This is Ubuntu actually. So OpenJDK, will it be good? Default JRE. Let's say default hyphen JRE. Yes.
Chiranjeevi, do we? This is actually once in a while thing, is it?
You are,
It's not done.
you are right. We don't do this every day. It's a one-time setup.
Okay.
Okay. This is my brand new Ubuntu machine. That's it. Okay, the VM one. So that's why I'm setting up everything from scratch. So let it complete that, because you remember yesterday Tom, to set up the Tomcat you need a Java for mandatory. So to deploy Jenkins you need a Tomcat. To set up the Tomcat you need a Java. So this is a dependency stack. So we have to make sure things are there in your machine, all of them.
Chiranjeevi,
Yes.
how do you enable that internet connection on this machine?
This is not a RHEL one, guys. Last sessions I used the Red Hat Enterprise Linux with the VMware. I'm not using the VMware because I'm not able to find any way to enable the internet. So that's the reason what I did. I came up with a concept called Vagrant. Okay. So you go through this Vagrant documents and all. So using Vagrant, you can launch the multiple instances in your machine. Okay.
This is also provided one kind of like Linux.
Yeah, virtual environment. This is a virtual environment it will provide to you. Okay, something went wrong, guys. Unable to fetch archives. Maybe you have to run apt update, apt get update hyphen fix hyphen missing. And guys, we can do it even in the Windows, not an issue. Okay. Yesterday, how we set up and install Tomcat in my Windows and setup, right? Same thing we can do it even in the Windows. But I want to show you the Windows as a client actually. That's the reason I'm setting up the Jenkins on the Linux. Something went wrong with the JDK one. Let's see.
What's happening if you just install Java?
Come again? Yeah, I'm trying to install Java.
No, just install Java.
No, this is Ubuntu. I know about
Oh,
CentOS. Okay, see, even I'm pretty good with the CentOS and RHL. This is Ubuntu actually. Yum will not work here. Okay, fine. Do one thing. Let's try to download apt. Sorry, JDK download for Ubuntu. We'll do this way. How can I find that? JDK 7 download. Accept. Oh, 130 MB it is. Let's see this RPM. Am I having RPM here? RPM. Currently not installed. You can install by apt hyphen get install RPM. Okay, is RPM working now? Yeah, it's working. So RPM hyphen I need to pass this JDK RPM file to this installer so that it will install Java. Let it download. Almost 50% is done. Mine is a 32-bit Ubuntu, so I'm just checking whether I downloaded the right one or not. Okay, done. So refresh F5. Is it not done? Yes. Okay. So I have this RPM file. What I will do, I'll copy this to G Vagrant here. See, if I keep this file, I can see the same file here in the Vagrant location. So this is what my RPM. So RPM hyphen I. Paste it. What is use alien? RPM should not be used directly. Install RPM package. Use alien. What is this? I think I have to download all of them to make this installation successful, which is not going to happen now. uh, what we will do?
Maybe you can just download the tar file from the Oracle server.
Yeah, yeah, that is a better one. I'm not sure even you download this, right? It's almost same size. Okay, not sure this will solve our problem. Let's see. Meanwhile, we'll see other workloads. apt-get install openjdk. Let's pause this so that it will be faster. Okay, seems to be done. What it says? Failed to fetch something. Unable to fetch some archives. Maybe apt-get update. Java. Nope. So let's resume this.
So just do the apt-get update.
I did that already. apt-get update.
You give that other option, right? You don't need that other option.
apt-get update, right? So that is something like to fix it. Anyway, I'll try it one more time. Not an issue. See, even the apt-get is also failing for some reason in this machine. Okay, failed to fetch some security these things. Zip file mismatch. Some index files failed to download. They have been ignored, or older ones are used instead. I don't think it will not work. Let's use the final way tar file. If it works, good. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. I'll set up on the Windows itself. Okay. We'll try to fix the Linux issue later instead of wasting the time. Because without Java, we cannot set up the Tomcat. So I just extracted Tomcat. While it is going on, we'll try to finish the rest of the task. Maybe at least some time will be saved. So inside the web apps, so you don't have anything else. You just have to copy the war file of your Jenkins war here. That's it. Okay. Is it copied? Where is Jenkins, guys? Yeah, it is there. I'm sure it's in red color. Okay. So the Jenkins war is copied. Now we'll try to start Tomcat. Of course, it will fail because it requires neither Java home set nor JRE. So let's finish the Java part. So to set up the Java home, we can directly set up in the catalina.sh. You just have to type Java underscore home equal to double quotes. I just try to provide slash root JDK 1.7. Okay. See, there is no JDK 1.7. We'll try to create now once this is extracted. Come on, quick. How much is left? 103 MB. 148 is. It's become too slow. Still 105. Not sure why. Am I having any downloaded JDK at least? JDK, this is for Windows. That's it. In the software location, let me check it out.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no issues, no issues. For some reason this JDK is taking too longer. I'm trying to put JRE. I think JRE also should be sufficient enough, which is 46 MB. Should be download faster compared to this. So this is done. Let's copy this to Vagrant location. Control C, Vagrant, keep it here and access it from your Vagrant. CP, Vagrant, JRE to here. Now you have a JRE. tar minus ZXVF JRE. I'm just trying to extend the JRE. So I have a JRE directory. The directory name is JRE, this one. Okay. Just go into this. Check it out, you have all of them. Okay, now you go to Apache Tomcat, bin, open vi catalina.sh, catalina.sh. So instead of Java home, make it as a JRE home. Something went wrong, guys. My editor commands are not working. vi am catalina.sh, vi catalina.sh. X. Paste it. And this is going to be X. JRE home. Now let's start the Tomcat. Okay, this seems to be up now. Let's see the log. Catalina.out. Yeah, my Tomcat is coming up now. Jenkins war is deploying. You can see the log. So if server started successfully, nothing but I should be able to access the machine with the IP of this 192.168. Copy, go to your browser, check it out, this :8080. Yes, your Tomcat is up, so your Jenkins should also be up. Jenkins, try to give this. That's it. Your Jenkins is coming up. Please wait for a couple of seconds. So almost like 30 to 25 seconds. So it takes some time and loads entire your job. And finally you should be able to see at the log, right? So it's saying loaded all jobs and all. So it says Jenkins is successfully up and running. Then you see the home page. Right now it is still loading your Jenkins master. Yes, your master is up and running, and you should be able to see a message called info. Your Jenkins is fully up and running in the catalina.out log. Okay, so this is how we set up the master, guys. We wasted time only in downloading, nothing else. Otherwise it is pretty fast actually. Okay, see, we can use JRE, JDK, anything. JRE is for running the things. I told you the difference between both of them in the build session actually. If you use the JDK, you can do even the development activities also there. But right now, Tomcat requires only runtime environment, so we can use JRE also, not an issue. Okay, fine. So this is what my Jenkins master guys. Okay, and as for the architecture, I'm done with the master configuration, and from my machine, I'm accessing this one from my machine. Okay, so now let me set up some slaves as well. Okay, a slave can be a Windows one, a Linux one. It can be anything. Okay, so this can be Windows or Linux. Okay, now how to set up a slave? Click on Manage Jenkins. You see many features. We'll go through one of them later, each and every them. Okay, now click on Manage Nodes. Can you see by default one master is populating it here? It's a Linux 32-bit machine in sync. Okay, and 72 GB is a free space. Blah blah blah. This is what your master configuration is. Okay, your server configuration. Okay, so default will be appearing on the Jenkins side. Now let's try to create a node, slave, agent, okay, client, all are synonyms, same thing. Okay, you can call it with any name. So here they are calling as a node. Now let me create a slave, a Windows slave. You can give any name to your node. Okay, just some name, virtual name. It's a virtual name. We are not actually physically launching the server. Okay, now there are some important. This is a form where you need to fill what exactly your node configurations. Okay, so in first thing is name, you can leave it as what is the you given earlier screen, right? The same is carried forward here. And description, you say like this node is for .NET build something. It's optional guys, whether you write or don't write it, not an issue. Okay, so number of execute at a time, how many builds you want to perform here? So yeah, keep it as only one. Okay, remote root directory. So this is going to be where exactly you wanted to check out the code perform. See, when I say trigger a build in this slave, right, I'm instructing to master. So my master will communicate to my slave and says, you check out the code in this G drive or E drive, wherever, okay, in the G drive, Jenkins workspace, something, okay, inside that directory, you check out the code and build it. So this directory represents like, where exactly you want to perform these things. JC.
Chiranjeevi,
Yes.
can we modify this number of executors at a
Yes,
later time?
of course, we can execute whenever you want it. Okay.
Okay, because if we want to run in parallel, we can give
Yeah,
like
we can give
3 or
two. Yeah, 2, 3, whatever the number you can give it, but the recommended is 1. Okay. You can give 2, 3 and all, but the thing is what will happen due to the resource utilization, sometimes a heavy CPU utilization, memory utilization process will collide together and it will fail. And if you say that failure is because of the developer issue, they don't accept it. Okay. It's your issue, your machine issue, your resources utilization issue. So that's the reason we say go for only one at a time. Okay.
Okay, so if at all we want to run like parallel builds like 3 or 4,
Yeah, you can give 3 or 4. Yes, you can give it.
so the system resources should be in such a way that they should support the number
Yes,
of parallel.
you are right. Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Okay. So right now I'm giving only one itself, and I'll talk about label later. And this leave it as this as much as possible. Utilize this slave as much as possible. And launching method. So whenever it is a Windows slave, always we go for the web start guys. Okay. Web start is the launching way where it makes use of the JNLMP client. JNLMP is Java Network Language Protocol. It uses the JNLMP protocol to launch the slave from Windows to Linux. I mean your master. Windows slave to your master. Master can be anything. So you just save it. Can you see a Windows slave appearing in this list? Okay, and this cross symbol represents you made a virtual configuration, but actually there is no physical server where it is launching. That's the reason. Can you see all or any nothing is available? Okay, so now what you're supposed to do it, click on this, okay, and click on the launch. Now what will happen? It actually launches your slave. Wherever you click on this launch, right, that will become your slave. Okay, now this is my Windows machine, right, where I'm accessing. So this will become my slave now. So this will download a JLMP client, and you just later say this, run it. It will launch a tiny process. Okay, and make sure you should have a Java in your even in your slave guys. Okay.
Okay,
So
this sorry, this is usually done on your Windows server or your Windows
Windows server.
workstation.
No, not my workstation. Windows server. I don't have any other remote Windows machine, so I'm doing it in my machine itself. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, in real time, it
In
will be
real
done
time,
on.
yeah, it is a Windows server, some other Windows server. Just like a Linux server you access, right? There will be a Windows server will be there. Okay.
Can this be done even on a Linux server or just?
Yes, of course we can do it even in the Linux server. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll show you that even. See, right now I put a Windows one here. Okay. Now I'll launch one more client on Linux. Okay. Linux. I'll check this as Linux. My second slave is going to be Linux. I'll configure that and show it. Okay. So right now, can you see it is connected? A tiny process running which is establishing connections to your server, and you can watch this, refresh this page. There is no cross symbol, it is connected now. And you go to notes, can you see a cross symbol? No. And it is fetching entire your slave information. Can you see what is your slave? Windows 8, AMD 64, sync, everything is like, you got entire data now about your Windows machine, right? So this is how your slave will establish a connection to your master. And you can see here left side, Windows slave one ideal nothing but your Windows can accept only one process at a time. That's the reason only one. But your master is having two processes, guys. If you want, you can check it out. Master, click on configuration. Don't do master changes. Can you see number of executors too? So that's the reason it is showing 2 here. If you keep your Windows slave also like 2, right? Okay, it can perform 2 things at a time. You keep 2 number of executors, okay, and you see two ideal states of this one. Ideal nothing but nothing is running in this machine. Okay, this is how you configure a Windows slave. Now as you asked me like how to set up a Linux slave, open this. Now I need a Linux machine for that first of all. So what I can do, can I launch the Linux slave on the same machine? I'm just thinking, can we launch it in this? We'll try it out, guys. I don't have any other machine right now, only one Linux this is having where master is running, but let me see whether I can use the same server for the client. Okay, so Linux node, okay, you choose as a dummy, or if you say copy from existing thing, it will copy the other server. You already configured one server, right? Windows, it will copy the configs of that one, so that you don't have to fill entire page, it will take all of them. Okay, so you can modify them later. So this node is for Java builds, something like you modify with what are the requirements have it. And I don't have a G colon in Linux machine. I have something like this root. Okay, so JC Jenkins workspace, something like this. Okay, and when it is the Linux, don't do the Java web start. Go for the SSH, because we don't have any UI enabled over there. Okay, so that's the reason we can go for this. Even without UI also we can launch to JNLMP. But if it is a Linux, we always go for SSH, because Linux, right, SS server will be running. It is easy to launch it. Now what is the IP address? 192.168.33.10. I'm not sure, guys, because it's the same server I'm choosing, master and the slave. Let's see whether it works fine or not. Okay, so what is the username? Harry credentials. Okay, and this should be not root, because root Harry can access the root, cannot access the root. Home Harry JC. Okay, try to give this. Now rest of thing leave it as it is, save it. Okay, and now relaunch the slave. Now try to launch it. It is launching the slave now. From here itself it is establishing a connection. Okay, connection closed for some reason. Is it working fine? Guys, I don't think it is working. I know the reason why it is not working, because in this machine there is no Java. Okay, so if you type Java, it will not work actually. So for that, what you're supposed to do is switch it to Harry user. Okay, now Harry is there, right? In Harry you set up the Java home. Okay, so echo, we cannot set up the Java home, because see, a root directory access, you cannot do that actually. So let's exit this, cp-r root jre to home Harry. Copy the Java to Harry user, because Harry doesn't have Java. Okay, now chown Harry home Harry jre. I just given access to that. Now switch it to Harry user, and sorry, ls minus l. Now let's try to tar minus zxvf jre. Okay, so there will be a file called bash rc. Okay, try to open this.
Yeah, you have that profile.
Yeah, I don't see dot profile here. Uh, can I find it in here? Profile? Nope, I'm not calling bash profile anywhere. We'll see whether we can create, because in CentOS I know that there is a bash profile. So bash profile in,
Not profile.
we'll see how to set up, how to export Java, and it is export, but I want to do it at the time of Java home export path etc profile. Okay, vi etc profile. Do you have anything here?
That says root, right? It's not
That's what
file.
it's a root needs to set it up. Yeah, it's etc root actually. Ubuntu is completely new. Bash RC. Okay, we can set up in the bash RC itself. Let's see. vi dot bash RC. Export JRE underscore home equal to home Harry. Okay, we'll say same thing as the Java home. We'll try it out, guys. Otherwise, we'll go for the Windows itself. Come on. This even weird are also a little different than CentOS machines. Java. Okay. Toss.bash rc dot slash dot bash chmod 754 dot bash rc.
Should be dot space dot at dash R.
Dot space. No,
Dot
no,
dash R.
no, it's correct actually. Dot slash dot bash rc. There's no space.
No,
Something wrong with the dot bash rc file itself.
no, you have to slash.
You would say dot space dot bash rc, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Java hyphen version. No, the Java command is still not working. I think bash rc. We
You
are
should
to.
give you should
Pa-
export path
yeah,
equal
yeah,
to
you are right. You are right. Okay. Let me copy. Here's you would have provided this already. distribution. Cool. So it's set now. We'll try to launch now from here. Launch again. This is a Unix slave. Yes, this time connection is connected successfully because Java is there. Now I can see it is online. Guys, this is what my Linux slave. I could able to launch this and have my Linux node even running. Okay, so I have one master, two nodes. One is Windows, one is Linux. So similar way you can configure the multiple nodes into your Jenkins. Okay, so this is what your infrastructure setup. Yeah.
I have a question here.
Yes.
I think you have set up this system, right? We should log into the system and we have to launch, or we can do this from the Jenkins site.
No, see, Linux side you can launch it from the Jenkins side itself, but in the Windows you have to log into the system and do it.
Or after login, what to do?
You see, if it is a Windows site, you access this URL in your Windows server and go to the Linux node. You can see, sorry, Windows node. You can see a launch button here. Click on that. It will launch a tiny process like this, a small window. Jenkins process. Okay. If it is a Linux, it is not required from the machine where you're accessing the master, right? You can just click here and launch it, and it launches slave. Okay. Because Linux makes sure the SSH connection.
So you mean to say Linux mission we can do anywhere, am I right?
Anywhere, yes. Okay. For Windows, you have to log into the Windows machine.
Yeah, sure. That is fine.
Fine. So this is about setting up the Jenkins, guys. Now let's start with configuring the jobs. Okay. I'm done with the master slave configuration setup. Now let's see set up jobs now. Okay. So how to set up the jobs? So click on the new job creation here. Okay. Give a name to your job. Okay. So say project 1 CA build. Let me call the CA build. And select the freestyle project. Mostly we'll go for freestyle project because freestyle can have Ant, Maven, any type of project. If it is a Maven, it will be only a Maven based project. Okay. So just select that. And this is a form which you need to fill, because this form is nothing but you are feeding the input to your Jenkins job about all the tasks what you're going to do it. You look at these steps. These are all the things you need to feed to your Jenkins job now. Okay. Now first thing is identify your machine. Where do you want to run this? Okay. See, there are many features are there, guys. Here I'll not go through each and everything. I'll come back to this page and again explain you everything. For right now, let me go through the important things. Okay. So restrict where this part can be run. What do you mean by this is, where do you want to run these jobs in this architecture, right? When you're configuring a particular job, you can assign to a slave or you can assign to a master. If you don't assign to any slave, by default it runs on the master, guys. Okay. If you assign, you select restrict where this part can be run, say like Windows machine. So nothing but it automatically shows you the slaves which are configured with W. Okay. And if it is a Linux and you say L, all the slaves with the Linux will come here. Okay. Right now I want to work it on the Windows, so just choose this. Next thing is, once it is decided, okay, machine is decided, next get the code from VCS. So we have a subversion. I think, oh my god, we need to set up subversion. What should I do? Because in my old laptop I have everything, git subversion and all. Let's do that.
It is on cloud, right? Maybe you can just install the plugin and we can use Git.
Git is in the cloud, that's true. GitHub, let me check. Sign in with my account. Chiranjeevi.ac gmail.com. Yeah, my account is working. Okay, so let me create a new repository here. So call it as a repo, some name. Okay, so sample repo for CA. Okay, initialize with the readme. Okay, create a repository. Right, I just created a repository. Let's try to clone this because I need to put some code here, right? So I need to clone this. Where is, do you see clone anywhere here? Clone. Yeah, cloning. This is what the URL.
But I think we should install the plugin for Jenkins.
Yeah, we will do that. First, let me set up my Git repository with the source code. Then we can install the Git plugin and all. Okay. See, default,
Okay.
we don't have a Git here. We have a Subversion. Okay. So we'll install the Git and we'll make use of the Git. Okay. Let me go to Git Bash. Git clone. Okay. So we might be having our code in yesterday's session. Maven practice online. Take this counter web app, a Maven project. Take hello world first. Simple one. Control C. Put code over here. Git and dot. Git commit. Add it code base. Okay. Git push. Username I need to set up, guys. Okay. Git config -- global user dot name is going to be Chiranjeevi dot Patel at the date AEC at the date gmail.com. Okay. Now git push. This is not the correct one. Git push. Yeah, it's pushed now. I can see my code here. I should be able to see the code. You have src, XML and all. Okay, and this is what my repository. Check this repository. Come back here, and if you look at this, the default Jenkins will not provide you the Git, guys. Okay, so to get the Git over here, you have to install a plugin called Git plugin. The Git plugin, you can get it later. But right now, just we'll try to finish up. So once you have the source code here, okay. Right now we don't have it, but once you have it, right. So you go to the next section, call your Maven script and all. Okay. So if it is a Windows machine, choose the Windows batch. You can call it the mvn clean install. Okay, you just run this one, it will compile the code and all, and once that is done, you can send an email notification even. Okay, right now the email notification will not work, but I can show you one good feature called archive artifact. So I wanted to archive the jar file. Okay, target / star dot jar. So what do you mean by this is it will pull your jar file, actually I mean your artifact, and shows you on the dashboard so that people can download your artifact easily. Just save these configurations. Okay, and you have one job available now, project 1 CA build. Okay, let's not trigger this because we didn't configure the git here. So to configure the git, go to the manage Jenkins, go to the plugins. Okay, under available section you can find git plugin. Search for git plugin somewhere. Select this, just install. So this will connect to internet and download the plugins and installs it. Just keep refresh. You can use even SVN. Okay, But the thing is, I need to download the Bitnami, set it up, okay, in my local. There's so much of processes there. Instead, we can take the cloud itself, the GitHub one. Go to the configure section. It shouldn't take this much of time actually. It should be pretty faster. Maybe because of the network issue. Installing. Anyway, I need even the Bitnami also, SVN, because it's Bitnami SVN subversion download for Linux. Linux download 32-bit. Which one is 32-bit? This one 32-bit. Download this. No thanks. Is it done? Still going on. Something wrong with these things, guys. It's not able to download the plugins. Okay, might be because of some issue in my Ubuntu instance. So let it go on. Meanwhile, we'll set up Bitnami subversion also, so that I can show you the demo with subversion. Where is downloads? Network is proper, otherwise it will not complete this download that faster. Vagrant. Copy this. Okay. Take Vagrant. Bitnami. Cp. Vagrant. Bitnami. Just copy to the home location of Harry. Okay. Now chmod 755 Bitnami. Just try to powerful access and run the Bitnami now. This is not working, guys. It shouldn't take this much of time actually. Okay, so port 88 is already occupied. Please enter the port that Apache server. Okay, it should be 80. Warning, unable to bind. 81. Unable to bind even that. Okay, so 88. Unable to bind. Please select another. Why? 89.
8081.
Yeah, it took 8081. Yes, okay. So once it is up and running, we should be able to access subversion with this URL 81 subversion. Okay. Yep, it seems to be up. We didn't finish it, but it is up. Anyway, we'll try to check out that. Go there. SVN checkout. I don't have SVN. SVN client, I don't have it. Download SVN client. Can you update this? No update this. Better will go for SVN itself. Finish. My SVN client is ready. Open new command prompt. SVN checkout. Why SVN? CMD SVN. Is it installed properly or not? C. Program files. Subversion. Bin. Okay. Maybe you have not set the environment variable. So I'm setting it up manually. Go to properties. Advanced. Environment variables. Path variable. And go to the end. Just paste it. Okay. And open a command prompt now. Try SVN help. Yes, it works. So do SVN checkout and take the URL. Okay. Enter. So version checked out. Now just copy paste your code here. C users. Okay. Whatever you checked out into the repo, right? So put this entire code in subversion repository. Okay. SVN add dot. What happened? SVN status. SVN add form. SVN add src. SVN commit hyphen m. Commit hyphen m. Added code base to right. Now the code has been committed. Can you see the files now? So try to provide this in your project. Subversion, choose a subversion, the default one. Try to provide the access here. Okay, so that's it. You configure this you version controlling system. Okay, and you're calling the build. Say apply, save it. Now once you apply and save it, right, you can find an option called build now. Just click on this. This will take you to trigger the entire configuration what you do. Look at this. In the Windows slave, it is checking out the code in GJC. What is GJC is, this is what you gave the configurations in the Windows slave machine. Okay, so inside that it is creating a folder called workspace with the directory called project1. This is what your project directory, project name. So with this it will create a directory and checking out the code. Can you see it is checking out the code? And once it is done, it is calling mvn clean, but mvn is not defined a command. See, there is no mvn seems to be in my Windows machine. Okay, let me cross check. I'm having mvn. Yesterday itself we installed, but it is not able to recognize my Jenkins. Okay, so why it is not able to recognize this? You need to configure an environment variable. You need to add a tool to your slave. Actually, this is what your Windows slave, right? Okay, so click on configure. You have to provide your variables m2 underscore home. Where is your Maven home actually? Where is your Maven in this machine? Okay, so yesterday we set up the Maven here, right? In G Maven practice online Maven 311. Check this path, just set it up, right? Also, you need to add the tool location. Just save it and configure tools. Okay, so right now it is empty, so you have to configure the Maven tool in the configure section actually, if you are choosing a particular tool based for every slave. go to the configure system, click on the configure system. You can define the tool variable here, the location of the tool. Okay, now click on the Maven symbol, search for Maven here. Maven, can you see Maven here? Okay, so add Maven, say like my Maven, or something, my Maven. Okay, so in order to define this, just leave it as it is. Choose 3.1 or something. Apply, save it. Now come back to your Windows node, go to configure system, come down, and you should be able to see your my Maven here. Okay, and try to provide the path of it again. Okay, slash to location. Just save it, and once you're done with everything, right, disconnect your slave. Okay, like this, or you close this tiny window. Okay, you just close it, refresh, right, it is disconnected anonymously. Now relaunch, same thing. Just run it. Now it's connected, refresh. Right, now you go to the job. It was failure actually. The red color nothing but it is failure. Now you try to trigger again. Let's see this time. So always it will not do the checkout, guys. It will update second time. First time only it will check out. Okay, so second time onwards it will not do any checkout. It will just tries to update the existing workspace. Now it is updating. There is no changes, so update it to revision number 2. Still having issue. Maven clean install. Maybe it is not accepting your Maven from there. So what I can do, I can go with some other workaround, guys, which is before install, you export. What is it? Set m2 home equal to this. Let's do this. Build now. Strange. Maven is not recognized. Let me do one thing. Let's launch slave in some other way. There is one more way to launch the slave. Download the jar file, slave.jar. Okay. Copy this command and open a command prompt. Open a new command prompt and go to the download section. Sorry, downloads where your slave.jar is there, and just paste it. And this is another way of connecting your slave, guys. Okay. Let's try with this. Yes, this works. Okay, it set the thing properly and the build is going on. The build is successful. It is archiving the artifacts also. Now click on the build. Can you see app-2.o jar is showing here, which is of 2.4 KB. Okay, and which is built on version number 2 of your SVN and triggered by anonymous user. So this is called the build status page, guys. Can you see status? You can see the status and where it ran. It ran on the Windows slave. How much time it took it? 25 seconds. Started 43 seconds ago. Okay, and if you want to see the console log, I mean how it went down, you can click on console log. You can watch entire stuff how it went down. Okay, and also like you can see changes if any changes are there. Right now no changes. If you try to commit something, you can find some changes. Okay, I'll show you by committing something. Now go to subversion 1. Okay, so say like echo hello world something to your readme I'm just adding some content which is nothing to do with your build. svn commit -m. Okay, added some dummy content. Okay, it's committed, right? Now you try to trigger the build again, so it will show you in the changes, because earlier build was there are no changes. Now you try to trigger this. Okay, so the build is going on, the fifth build, it's successful, right? Now go to the home page. Now this time you click on changes. Can you see fifth build added some dummy content, and by unknown nothing but we didn't enable security on svn, guys. If you enable security, it will show you the username even. Okay, and if you want detail, and it will clearly show you this file has been updated by this user with this message. Okay, and this is what the entire change. This is one change. If you have 100 changes, you can see a nice user-friendly report here where the project manager and all, they can see in which build what changes went inside the build. Okay, so they can look into the things from this dashboard. Now in this dashboard, right, back to dashboard, it's nothing home page, guys. Go into home page. Next, come back again, and status is nothing but what is the status of your build. Changes nothing but your changes. Workspace nothing but you can access the code base which is checked out on the build machine Windows slave from here. Look at this, the entire code structure, what is there in your build server, right? Okay, which is slave. What is there in the slave, you can access from here. And if you want all the source code to download from your machine, you just click this, it will download everything for you. Can you see this? It is downloaded, right? So it's up to you. If you, I mean, whatever you want to do, you can do with this code base. Okay, now build now, anyway you know it, you just trigger the execution of the entire configuration. And delete project is something like, deleting whatever the configuration you made it as of now for this job. Okay, never do this. That's it is prompting you this, because you have spent a lot of efforts to configure this job. Don't blindly delete it that easily. Okay, if you really don't want to use this, you can disable it. Okay, can you see a disable option here? Just disable it. When you disable it, right, it will show it a kind of a hash color. It's not an active project. Okay, so it says disable, but after some time if you want to enable, you can see enable also. Okay, so this is what all this option, and there is a configure option at the end which will give you a freedom to, like, change your configurations. Okay, you are set up in the beginning all the configurations, right? You can come to the configure, and if you want to change something, I want to change this some Maven package thing. Okay, I want to change the string URL, I want to change the slave, so you can do all these changes and you just start apply and save it. Now look at this, I want to introduce one more thing called report the unit test cases. Okay, publish JUnit to unit test. So typically here this requires the XML files. Where exactly your unit test XML files will be there? If you look at the workspace of this, you can see the change. See, look in the workspace. Inside the target, right, you can find the surefire reports, and these are your test unit reports. Okay, so if you could able to provide this directly to that what do you call this feature? Okay, test report XMLs. Can you see test report XMLs? Provide this directory, so that what will happen, it will give you star.xml. Just choose star.xml. It will give you the report on the dashboard. Okay, how, look at this, apply, save it. Okay, this time you trigger the bell. The build is going on. Oh, even the git is also successful, guys. It took some time, but it was successful. Nice. Okay, little slower. I know why it has becomes too slow. Bitnami is running, Tomcat is running, Jenkins is running on this small VM. It's hardly 700 MB VM, guys. That's it. If you want to watch this space, you can watch it in your Windows machine. Okay, so couldn't find a revision to build, verify the repository and the branch. Something went wrong. Did you modify anything? I don't think so. Configure. It's going up like anything. Let's see the free minus M. 6 MB free, so pretty much everything is occupied in this. 400 MB is given, 362 used. So that's the reason it is unable to open the things, guys. I'll try to increase the memory, but to increase that we have to bring down everything now. Come on, quick. I'm just stopping subversion for some time, so at least some memory will be released. For 2 MB released. Let's see. Tomcat. Come on. Oops. Well, let's start, guys. The Tomcat. I don't see waiting for this. Budget Tomcat bin shutdown.sh. 400 MB instance is really small. We shouldn't use this kind of things to even for a demo. I'm just restarting my Tomcat so that it will release some memory and start from beginning. Throwing an error. Can you observe this? Java line out of memory heap exception. So whatever is allocated for this VM, right, which is not sufficient enough. How to increase memory of Vagrant instance. Did he provide any configuration to increase the memory? V memory should be 1024. Let me give 1 GB. Okay. My Vagrant file. Vagrant. This is what my Vagrant file. V memory. Am I having V memory? Yeah, I have a VB memory. V dot memory 1024. So let's try to provide this 1024 here. Okay, save it. So this will not work out, guys, until unless we come out. I just came out from this and Vagrant reload to bring up, apply the changes and bring up the machine again with the new memory configurations. Vagrant is currently not installed. Okay, I have to come out again. Now Vagrant reload. Nope. Something wrong. Variable method v for main object. Okay. Maybe this is not the place. Let's see this. Save it. Vagrant roll. Seems to be this is the correct option. VM provider virtual box. Yeah, it's bringing up with 1 GB RAM. It takes a couple of seconds to bring down and bring up, apply the changes to my Vagrant instance. The guest machine entered an invalid state while waiting for it to boot. Valid states are starting running. The machine is in the power off state. Please verify everything is configured properly and try again. If the provider you are using has a GUI that comes with it, it's often helpful for you. Okay. Vagrant SSH. Vagrant. Oh. Something wrong. Even these configurations are not working. Let's see this. Only with memory. You are using comes with provider you are using is not properly configured. This is very rarely with a Vagrant issue. Bring it up with all the changes. Something wrong. It screwed up entire instance. It's not even coming up, guys. Whatever the earlier instance. Fine. So I'll check this why it's not coming up, but now our entire instance is down. We cannot access this, even Subversion, the Jenkins and all. The VM is down. So what I can do it, I'll move my war file into Windows itself. This is much better actually. Because in reality you don't get this kind of instance, you'll get a proper servers, you don't face problems. Okay, you'll be having a sufficient memory, RAM and all. So as I don't have much instances here, I'm playing around with all the options. Click on downloads. Where is my Jenkins war? Take this Jenkins war, move it into your Tomcat, open your Tomcat, localhost Tomcat. I mean to say your localhost. Okay, manage app. Just like how you set up Nexus yesterday, you deploy your Tomcat. I know the issue why it is not working. The Tomcat will not take more than 50 MB file. So if that is the case, you directly dump your WAR file into web apps. Tomcat 7, your web apps, just drop it here. Okay, so this will automatically extract, and you can see that in the Tomcat manager section. Click on the manager. You will see Jenkins application. Just start it. Could not be started. So if it is not starting from here, try to restart your Tomcat itself. That's your Tomcat. Restart. Our entire time is wasting only for this configuration installation. Jenkins stuff is pretty easy actually. We just have to go to what features are there and configure it. If you have proper infrastructure, it won't take much time to explain. Even here out of memory. Form generator. Great. We'll do one thing. We don't want Nexus here. We'll remove the Nexus. Just close this. Try again. Just delete this too. Okay. Let's start once again. Okay, started fine. I understand that Tomcat is even water is allocated in my Tomcat instance that is not sufficient to run Nexus and Jenkins together. So let's try to access this list of apps, Jenkins. So I'm accessing Jenkins. Guys, this var is a little older version, okay? So bear with me. That var is gone in the Linux itself. Okay. Preparing the job and all, we are similar kind of. That Jenkins, this Jenkins, both are same. Only thing is little older one. 1.5, that was 1.6. So we configure project 1 CI build with this and subversion. I need the subversion again. Oh my gosh. Bitnami subversion for Windows. Okay, let me install Bitnami in my Windows itself to set up this subversion repository. Downloads. What happened? It's deleted or what? File. Right click. Run as administrator. Yes. Check spelling of the name, otherwise problem with your network and resolve network problems. It's not a virus to delete actually. My antivirus is deleting this file automatically. Not sure why. It's deleted. Come on. Today everything is blocking us. What do we do then apart from this? Okay. Let's make sure the Git, at least GitHub is there, right? So go ahead with the Git, but I have to install the plugin again. Manage Jenkins, manage plugins, available, Git plugin, Jenkins Git plugin. Okay. Cool. Jenkins Git plugin is installed. So let's try to configure the Git at least. So choose the Git, provide the repository. Where is my GitHub? GitHub. My repository is repo. Clone this. Provide this. Add credentials. Select. Okay. Windows. Let's choose Windows itself. Okay. Set m2 underscore home equal to your Maven directory. Okay, and mbn clean install. Okay, let's see whether it first checks out fine or not. So before doing that, let's build now. Yeah, it is checking out the code, but it's failing for Maven thing. Okay, it says Maven is not internal external command even after setting up the. But finally, Git part is successful. Seems to be. I got the code from GitHub. Okay, so Git is working fine, but the build section is failing. So let's try to fix this. So to fix this, don't run it on the master. If you look at it, I didn't set up any slaves in the new instance, so it is running on my master. Okay, so instead of that, you try to create a slave first. Go to manage Jenkins, go to the slaves, manage nodes, create a slave, save wind slave, and choose dump slave, choose G drive, JC, and choose the web start. Okay, number of executors, choose it as a 1, and just save, and you try to launch in the same machine here itself. Let's do it the second way, this one. Slave.jar, download this. Go to your command prompt. Open a new prompt. Java space hyphen jar slave. Okay, I think it is in the downloads. Java space hyphen jar slave1.jar. Okay, then you provide this entire stuff here. This will launch the slave. Okay, now it launched the slave. Go back to your project, map it to your slave. When let's map it, apply, slave it, build. Now this should perform the build on your slave. Good, it's doing the build now. Test is also finished. Okay, now we stopped this in the last Jenkins while publishing the test cases, right? So let me show that here. Publish JUnit reports. Okay, so typically the publish JUnit report will be there in the target, okay, XML file. So if you could able to provide this path, right, so your Jenkins job will publish the data. Okay, target test reports.xml. It's not test reports, it's I think surefire reports. Sure slash star.xml. Okay, apply, save it, build now, trigger the build one more time. Done. Now it is recorded even the test cases. Can you see this test results here? There are how many test cases? Only one test case was there. Okay, it took 11 milliseconds and this is what your test case, and which is passed even. Okay, you can fetch the test reports into your Jenkins dashboard so that it is really easy for the developers or testers to look at the reports here. Okay, right now there is only one test case is there. If you see hundreds of test cases, then the report will look like much better. Okay, so this is how a typical job will work, and I explained all these things in the previous Jenkins, right? All are same pretty much.
What exactly a test case is?
It's a unit test case. Okay, so if you
So who writes those test cases? Is it testers or the
developer? Can you see source code here? I told you in the Maven there is a source code directory main and test directory. You remember Maven session? Okay, so these test cases are executed with Maven. It is generated a report, but in the Maven session we didn't look into the test reports actually, but test reports are generated by Maven itself. Look at the surefire report. Okay, you can find a report called txt file, okay, and an XML file. We didn't look into it. Now the same XML file we are giving it to Jenkins so that Jenkins will show in a nice dashboard like this. That's it.
Okay, so who actually needs these test reports? Is it developers?
Yeah, developer itself. If any of the test case is failing, it is equivalent to your build failure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your test case
So,
should be successful. And if you look at my notes in the beginning of the CI, okay, I told you we are running the test cases. Run the test cases and run static, and I didn't told you report the generation. Nothing but the test success failure status. Okay, we need to show them through the Jenkins dashboard and report, send this report to the stakeholders. So how to send an email? This feature we'll see it now. How to configure email in the Jenkins shops. Okay, so to
okay, how do you, sorry, the report generation,
Mhm.
who is it for? Is it for developers or is it for ourselves?
It's for developers. See, nothing is ourselves. We are executors. That's it. Okay. So they are the consumers. So they need to see what is happening with their code and they want to see the results. Okay. So we execute and we report it. Okay. Our job is to
Okay.
report it. That's it. And
Okay.
they,
Will you also show us how to configure multiple builds, because we have seen only one, running only one build.
of course, we didn't finish the Jenkins set. There's so much is there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll show you. See, downstream, upstream jobs, workflow design, everything we'll see. Okay, I'm just going through one by one. It got delayed
Oh,
only
okay.
because of the Linux instance issues. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. Now